As I film this most recent Trippitorial, Clint Eastwood is sitting next to me in a chair, and he doesn't like very many takes, even though this is one of the longer Trippitorials I've done. I should tell you that a hologram of John Wayne will drop by later to promote the Blu-ray release of the Green Berets. But that's later. You know, a lot of people thought that a hologram of Ronald Reagan might show up at the Republican convention. But interestingly, it turns out that Ronald Reagan's hologram has no recollection of selling arms to Iran to pay for arms for Contras. Ronald Reagan's hologram didn't appear because it turns out it's still only two-dimensional. With all the film and the references to Ronald Reagan last night at the convention, I thought he was running again. But no, it's Mitt Romney. Magic underwear for everyone. I think the overall theme of the Republican convention was, my betters deserve better. And by God, they do. The first night they tried to strike a theme of, we built this. But it turns out they used factories in China. We have nothing to fear from this Republican Party except allowing them to finally dismantle the New Deal. It will be a day of infamy. There were a lot of chants of USA, which was helpful, because I think a lot of the delegates forgot where they were, besides Clint Eastwood. There weren't enough flags at the convention, though. I almost forgot that the Republicans were Americans. More flags, damn it. Of course, I'm kidding. There were so many flags on display, I began to wonder if they were magic flags. If your underwear can be magic, your flags can too. Oh, sure, the Democrats have flags, but Republican flags have more red, white, and blue in them. Of course, they are made in Korea. There were so many promotional films about Bain Capital, I was expecting a call for a shareholders vote. A lot of minorities were in the show, but don't worry, they all had their papers. Scott Walker was there to represent the younger, dumber wing of the Republican Party. Paul Ryan made a nifty speech. Of course, he told so many lies. When it was over, his mother washed out his mouth with soap. But don't worry, it was Ivory soap, so it was 99% pure. Some men see things that are and ask why. Paul Ryan sees things that never were and says, why not say they are? Ann Romney opened her spot with a prayer for property. God bless you, Ann Romney. And God bless all your houses and cars and boats and horses and, well, you get the idea, God. Ann Romney said she loves women, but not so much that it would be interesting. She also said something along the lines of, there would be no Americans without America. That's going right in my President Act. Chris Christie was a little scary. Apparently, his mother read him The Prince instead of The Little Prince. It is better to be fat than to be loved. Christie wants to fundamentally reduce the size of government. First, he should reduce his size. Gluttons should not preach about gluttony. Rand Paul got a spot for some reason and told the story of the Tang family, which didn't surprise me because the Pootie Tang family was a very underrated movie. If Rand Paul is the future of the Republican Party, thanks for the memories. I don't mind telling you, when they played the theme from Top Gun for the entrance of John McCain, I was afraid he was going to jump. Common theme of several speakers was that Romney made his money the old-fashioned way. He pillaged it. Someone pointed out that Mitt Romney didn't take a salary when he was governor of Massachusetts. Of course, he would have needed a stateside bank account to cash that check. The Republicans are out of touch. One of the speakers said the poor don't know what it's like to risk money because they don't have any. Get it? Stupid Republicans. Jeb Bush pitted teachers' unions against kids, painting teachers as villains for wanting to earn a living wage. Republicans love kids unless they grow up to be teachers. The Republicans don't like unions. If workers didn't want to be paid, there'd be more jobs in America. Mitt Romney said that if you vote for him, he'll create about 12 million new jobs. Well, hey, if you vote for me, I'll create about a gazillion new jobs. Also, I can name in Congress 87 card-carrying members of the Communist Party. If I'm elected, I will create new opportunities for creators of the job creators. One thing I noticed about the musical acts is they couldn't get a good headliner. I mean, the Democrats, they have the Foo Fighters, and I don't know who else coming, but I wouldn't book G.E. Smith and his band at a high school mixer. One of the biggest applause getters of the whole 3 days was for a 357 Magnum. For a minute, I thought they would nominate it in the first ballot. It could have run with the chair. Right, Clint? That's right. Eat your pudding. There was a lot of God at this year's convention. One of the speakers said, God doesn't like government. That must be why he doesn't pay any taxes. Were they voting for Mitt Romney or Missouri Jesus? God bless God. Too many God bless yous at the Republican convention this year and not enough sneezing. I'm James Tripp, and I'll be back with another Trippitorial. Also, wait a minute. You can buy my book. My book is now on sale. You can get it at Amazon.com. It's in paperback, it's in Kindle. It's a good book. Buy it. Come on. You gotta. If you bought this stuff at the Republican convention, you gotta buy this. Come on. Really. I'm not kidding. I'll be back. Buy it.